Let's get started.
Yep. Hello.
Hi,
And
everybody.
yeah, good evening. As usual, let's wait for a couple of minutes for everyone who want to join will join us. And I think today is our last lecture for this course, so lecture number 9, and we will briefly talk about the monitoring, as I already mentioned in the Discord channel, and we will also try to review all of the material we learned during this course. And at the end, I think we will run the quiz. Yeah, we will run the quiz in the end, and we will have a chance to name the
Is
okay, looks
everybody
like there's some issue
with
with the
us?
sound.
No?
Probably,
Nope.
Ivan, could you please mute yourself?
1,
Yeah.
2, check, 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 check.
Yeah, right now it's better. Oh,
Yeah, just Ivan's fault. Okay. So, could you please, guys, let us know in the chat so if you can hear us and if you can see the screen I'm sharing right now? It would be very helpful. Okay. Okay, so since there's a screen, no. Okay, so yeah, I suppose it should not be the screen, but presentation. You should see some Slavs flying like a superheroes and roll RS school AWS DevOps course sign. Yeah, looks like it still have a delay. But I suppose you should see the presentation. It should be not a big deal. Okay, so I think we're good to go. So let's get started. As usual, let's have a brief look at the agenda for today. It's quite short. So first, we will try to understand what is monitoring and why do we need it. Because since we are DevOps engineers, usually we are just responsible to making our infrastructure for our applications up and running. But actually, monitoring is quite crucial part of our duties because okay, yeah, let's back to this topic a bit later. So to the agenda, back to the agenda. Next, we will overview in our course. We'll try to understand what we learned during this one. And at the end, we will have a quiz. And for sure, you will have an opportunity to ask all of the questions on the Q&A session for sure. Okay, so a few words about the monitoring. So let's imagine that you have an application and you're responsible for the infrastructure on this application is running up and running. Your application is healthy and the end users is satisfied with the quality of the, let's say, content. Let's imagine it to be kind of web application. But in case something is broken inside your application, let's assume that I don't know, maybe there's some issues with the disk on the virtual machine, or maybe your lack of the random access memory or something like this. You will not know about this one, and it will be really hard to understand what's happening and to troubleshoot this one without any kind of monitoring. Because if you don't if you don't store logs and historical data of your virtual machine, they will not have access to these historic data. So you will just know what, okay, something is broken, so let's just restart my virtual machine, that's it. But after that, you will not have a chance to understand what really happened and what was the cause of this outage. And this is how the support usually working on the, let's say, production or big projects. So first of all, you have the L1 support. This is usually junior engineers who can just make some basic checks. So for example, does the URL accessible from the internet? They also may start some pipelines in the CI/CD tools and analyze these pipelines result, because in this pipeline you will say, okay, yeah, this application looks like it's broken, and by running this job you can just make it up and running once again. And after the L1 support did all of their job, so where is the L2 support is coming on stage. This is a bit more experienced engineers, and they can briefly analyze some logs and state of the environment, have a look at the hardware, at the virtual machines, and try to find some kind of maybe obvious causes of this problem, but not more. And at the end, if both of these two layers can handle this problem and can back your application to the working state, where is the third line of the support? And this is kind of, final boss. And this is guys usually is a solution owner and who knows what exactly and why and how this solution exactly working. And usually it will be you, because you know all of the hardware and all of the information about this. But right now, to make now you should understand. But if it's a quite minor problem, so the previous layers, L1 and L2 support, may fix it, and they will not bother you in case there are some I don't know, minor outages or I don't know. So actually, just whatever. So something minor, nothing interesting and nothing unusual. And as your monitoring working good enough to show all of the possible causes, this support will touch you much more less. So, and actually, this is your goal, just to make automate everything what is possible to be automated, and monitor everything what is possible to be monitored, just to make sure that in any point of time, even not experienced enough engineers can have a look at the dashboard and make sure that, okay, yeah, it looks like it's a problem, let's say, I don't know, in the disk. So I need just to clean some space on this virtual machine, and this solution will be up and running once again. So this is in a few words. Yeah, why do we need the monitoring and how it usually works? So, and to sum this up, monitoring is just a set of tools to monitor, surprisingly, environment which is used to run your solution. And I would say there is a bunch of criteria on how monitoring should look like, but there is just 3 of them. So it must well visualize your data that you get from your application, from your virtual machine, or from your whatever, to determine the possible trouble causes at a glance. So you're just looking at the dashboard and understanding, okay, yeah, there is a problem with the memory. So I just need to extend my virtual machine. And your monitoring tool also must be comprehensive to cover as many critical metrics as possible. Sure, there is actually there's too many metrics, but some of them may be not necessary for you. But especially with Prometheus, you can make your, let's say, custom exporter for your data, and you can export as a metric actually whatever you want. So it even may be just the size of some particular text file if it's necessary for you. And another topic is your monitoring tool should be durable, not to lose this monitoring tool during some incidents on the environment. So let's imagine your, let's say, Prometheus server is located on the same virtual machine as your application. So whenever something happening with your application, with the virtual machine where your application is located, Prometheus will go down as well. And this is a problem because in this case, you will lose your application, your monitoring tools, and so on. So first of all, you just need to make sure that you've built redundant and as highly as possible available monitoring solution. And yeah, likely during this course, you already had a chance to create the Prometheus server and deploy it in the Kubernetes, which is actually, I'd say, highly available enough to consider it as a good solution to monitor your application. Guys, if you have something else to share, please.
I think we have to mention that the Prometheus and the Grafana are not the only tools we use, and the AWS provides comprehensive stack of monitoring and alerting capabilities to support all the cloud native solutions and everything. They are also compatible with Prometheus metrics, as far as I remember, and you can use these tools for your benefits, even with free-tier accounts, and it will provide you great insights for your applications, for your system. It's really worth to use this.
Yeah, and I'm actually not sure if we covered the CloudWatch during this course, but for sure we just did it, I think, during a bunch of the workshops. And they also had a workshop regarding the managed Grafana, right? Was it managed Grafana or the one from the Sergey Kirgizov?
It was the workshop with really tight timings. So Sergey tried to cover everything, but the observability topic is really huge. And that's why some parts of it were not covered. But please feel free to search for this stream on the YouTube channel, and you'll find interesting information about this that Sergey shared and even not mentioned in the workshop itself.
Yeah, he did really actually a great job. It was interesting really to watch. And yeah, as one already mentioned, so there is a bunch of tools which you can use to monitor your, let's say, environment in this case. And but some of them may be actually not free of charge. So it may be not open source solution. So like Dynatrace, for example, Splunk. I'm not sure if they have the, let's say, free tier or free of charge offers. But I would say usually they are almost the same, because the idea on how you search your data, how does it stored, and how the dashboards looks like, usually they're quite the same. But yeah, some of the tools provided some maybe AI plugins, AI add-ons. So in this case, AI may analyze all of your logs and make decisions on does your operation works normally, or you can improve something somewhere. And even it can give you some advice about this one. I think you should not face any difficulties during the test number 9. So there's nothing to share from my end. So the goal of this task actually is just to create the Alertmanager on your existing Grafana deployment. So at the task number 7, you just deploy the Prometheus server and you've been able to expose your metrics from your Kubernetes cluster. Task number 8 was dedicated to Grafana installation, and actually it should just plug and play, because it's a huge community driven solution. I don't think if you will have any if you had any difficulties. And the second one about the Grafana once again. So you will need just to go to the settings and click a few buttons just to make sure all of the notifications about exceeding on some thresholds in your metrics are sent by email, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you have to configure SMTP server and just send all of this.
Yeah, the problem is SMTP server won't be possible to configure for AWS VMs. But yeah, we can use AWS specified service for this, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, actually, it's one more AWS service that you can put in your CV, let's say. So, oh yeah, I had a hands-on experience with the Amazon SES, and it would be a plus, I'd say. Okay, and about the evaluation criteria, there is nothing special once again. So you will just need to provide some screenshots of the job that you've done, and you should evaluate all of this job by these screenshots, mostly. Okay, so at this point, if you have any questions about the task number 9, I think it's a good time to ask them. But if not, I think we are maybe good to go to have a glance at the, let's say, this course's timeline. So what we've just learned. And here we go. So as you can see, on top there is the GitHub Actions, so maybe not that recognizable icon, but yeah, this is GitHub Actions. And down below we have AWS, Helm, Kubernetes, Jenkins, Terraform, Prometheus, and Grafana in the end. So I know this course may not look, let's say, sharp enough, but we'll do our best just to make it better for the upcoming students. But on this particular slide, you can see what the path they have passed together for this. I think it was something like 2 months or something like this. Yeah, and how many technologies you had a chance to touch? I think it was quite huge job from an our end. Oh, okay. I think we are good to go with our quiz. What do you think? There's not much people on the stream, but yeah, it's still okay.
Easier
So
to win.
yeah. So here on the screen, as usual, there is the URL, and there is also a code. So I'll post this code in the chat, so you can just paste it by going to the Menti. But otherwise, you can scan the QR code and just log in with your mobile phone. I'm not sure which method is more convenient for you. Wait for a couple of minutes. This one will be dedicated to all of the topics from this course. So starting from GitHub Actions and finishing with Grafana, all of the topics will be touched. And keep in mind, but as faster as you answering the questions, the more points you earn. So speed matters in this case. Okay, yeah, exactly 5 players. Cool. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let me make my screen bigger. So what we need to therefore manage AWS resources via GitHub Actions. You can try to remember this one. So what have we done? What have we created? Okay, everyone has voted. Let's have a look at the answers. Yeah, exactly. So we had to create the IAM role in the AWS to make sure in our GitHub have access to the AWS. There's the leaderboard, and Tom is on top, but they've not that big difference from the second place. Okay, yeah, let's move on. What's the GitHub Actions advantage in comparison with Jenkins? Maybe not that clear, actually, but one is really the significant one. Exactly. So GitHub Actions provides us with the cloud-hosted runners, and it's quite cool. In comparison with Jenkins, it's a huge advantage. And the next question is, Terraform will not work without something, and what it is. Remote backend, main tier file, provider configuration, or GitHub Actions pipeline. And exactly, yeah, it's a provider configuration. Because if you don't have any, let's say, credentials or IAM role, as it was in our case, we just can connect to the AWS and create all of the resources which we need. Okay. We're in the middle of the quiz, and after this one, I guess we will have the statistics again. Which part of the Kubernetes is responsible for pod creation? Is it etcd, worker node, API server, or kubelet? Who makes the decision on which pod we have to create? Okay, exactly. Yeah, it's kubelet. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Well, yeah, it's quite close. Okay. Let's move on. Question number 5. Type of deployment at Kubernetes which creates exact one replica per node. How does it named? Diamond set, replica set, stateful set, or just a cron job? And the answer is daemon set, exactly. Yeah. So whenever we're creating deployment in type of daemon set, Kubernetes is making sure that this deployment is deployed at least once on every node. Next question should be, I think, regarding monitoring, right? Oh, no, it's Jenkins. With Jenkins, you can't. What can't you do with Jenkins? So run the job simultaneously, use different agents during one pipeline, schedule jobs to run periodically, or use XML to write pipelines. And yeah, exactly. And actually, during creating of this question, I was surprised that you can even create your pipelines using YAML files. So you have a special plugin for the Jenkins to create pipelines with YAML. Quite interesting. Okay, Prometheus. What is Prometheus? Just the most accurate answer from these options. monitoring of equipment. Okay. And that's it. Exactly. So yeah, I'm really proud of you because there's almost no mistakes during this quiz. I think we are going to the last question right now. And yeah, question number 8 of 8. And the same questions. Prometheus, but about Grafana. What is Grafana? Definitely not programming language. And yeah, exactly. So is that visualization monitoring tool? Let's have a look at our leaderboard because we had a quite tight fight. And it looks like Raman isn't top. Yep. Congratulations, Raman. So could you please ping me in the Discord so I can give you your AWS voucher for the $25? And thank you so much for the participation. Oksana, thank you so much for providing such an activity for us. Cool. Okay. I think now it's time for your questions, if you have any.
Think
And
while everyone is typing the questions, we can say a couple of words about the course ending and what will happen, or we'll move on after the Q&A session. What do you think, Anton?
yep, why not? Why not? Okay, maybe let's first start from the from one favor. So if you don't mind, please, not sure if it's the right link to share, but yeah, I don't really just try this out. So if you don't mind, please open this link and fill this feedback form. It will be very helpful for us to understand what we've done wrong with this course and what can we do better, or if you even have any proposals, you can feel free to suggest something so that we can improve this course and give more information and in more maybe accessible way, and to make all of our tasks maybe somewhere easier or maybe harder sometimes. Not sure what is really necessary, but yeah, still it will be very helpful for us. And there is also a few fields on the bottom of this form which we will also ask you to fill. So this one regarding your I don't know how to say, so is it willingness or no, let's say willingness to join to continue your DevOps journey. So if you're feeling that you are into the DevOps stuff and you would like to maybe seek for some career paths in the DevOps, we would really like to know about it. In the EPAM, we have we are calling it lab, so kind of laboratory or something like this. It's a kind of self-paced course where you can get the hands-on experience and join the, let's say, short list of the candidates to some positions in the EPAM. So if you will let us know what you want to continue this journey, so leave some contact information and possibly maybe LinkedIn links and maybe your contacts in the Discord or your email, so we can just stay in touch and ping you in once the next lab will open. I think from my end, that's it.
And what about certificates and the course completion? As far as I remember, the course itself will conclude on December 23rd after the last cross-check.
You mean the certificate for, yeah, exactly. So right after the last cross-check is finished, I suppose this application will automatically deliver all of the certificates right to your email, I suppose. And these certificates even will be, let's say, digitally, I don't know. So it's kind of digital certificates. So you can even paste them in your LinkedIn page, and they will have some metadata and just confirming that this exact certificate you are earning, and this one is especially for you. Oh, looks like we already have a question. However, is no review of the finished tasks. I can't say much about this one. So actually, I'd say during solving some DevOps stuff, so you need to use your imagination, and there is no kind of proper answer for each particular case.
I think the biggest problem of showing the answer is, yeah, what Anton mentioned, that there is no really correct answer. There are plenty of ways of doing it, and we can prefer one way or another. So they both will work, but you can choose. And also, some tasks will require a lot of efforts to make it right with everything required for, let's say, production like environment. So unfortunately, it's too much for students and for us as well, because we would have to implement everything and document and explain. It's hard. It could be done, but unfortunately not in a week.
Yeah, I think we'll maybe try to make something like this in the future. Okay, thanks for the okay, I think I can see this question is closed. So yeah, and if you are talking actually about the best practices, so the best practice is not to store credentials in the version control service systems. Yeah, but we can say the same about the Terraform. And even if you have some best practices about, okay, creating the modules if you want to create a bunch of the similar machines and so on. But every case is different. And right now, to learn and to understand how it's working, because when you're just starting your journey in the DevOps, you will not be forced to, let's say, create all of these Terraform files and deploy Jenkins, create the Jenkins pipelines. You will already provide some existing ones, and you will be able, I think, probably you will be responsible just to maintain all of this. And during this maintenance path, you will have an option to understand how it really works and how what is the let's say, practices that your team using, because there is no like a handbook on how to create and deploy Wisdom, how to write Wisdom, and where to store Wiz solutions. So usually it's kind of internal boundaries, let's say. Okay. There's a question about Kuka, Canadian lab, not from Kuka. I'm not sure actually. I can try to ping guys from the lab and ask them. So if you will come to me in the Discord, I will try to give you an answer for this one. But right now, I'm not sure about the right answer. Okay. If there's no any questions, I think we are good to say goodbye to you. We really appreciate your attendance. It was really cool to see how you solve all of these tasks, because I know some of them was quite raw, because even we didn't understood how it should look like, and what should we expect from all of this task, and what is the outcome of this course at all. So, but now during this course and during this, let's say, pilot run, we already took some notes. We already understood what do we want to change in this one, and how can we try to improve. But once again, we will all we will very much appreciate all of the feedback which you can give us in the form which I mentioned above. I will actually additionally put it in the Discord, I think, in the announcement channel.
I also want to express my amazement about the efforts everyone put in this course. Mentors, Anton, Alisa, thank you. And sure, the students, it's awesome. That's really awesome to see her work. Just congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe it's too early actually, because we are still how many days? Okay, we're still 5 days to pass this one. So, but yeah, I hope everyone will succeed with this one for sure.
I also would like to add that, yeah, I guess that this course is this kind of blessed time, and I also would like to share my great feelings, and yeah, to say thank you for your attention, for your competition, especially, yeah, because it was pretty funny to check how most of the people trying to get as much points as possible. And yeah, I guess that it was a great chance for everybody to gain new skills and to try something new in your life. And so yeah, probably to become a part of EPAM in the future. Anyway, it was a great opportunity, and it is a great opportunity for everyone right now.
Yeah, and for us as well.
So, thank you, and have a great rest of the week, I think.
Yeah, and if you will have any questions, feel free to ask them in the Discord as usual. So we will listen for all of you and try to find the solution if it's necessary. Cool. Thank you so much, and bye. Have a good rest of the day. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.